preparing for the opening of this year's Christmas show. This year, drama students are performing an adaptation of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Large performances like this one are an annual tradition at Galt, but this year the teacher in charge of the production decided to mix things up and try an unorthodox version of a classic story. Our Kate McKenna was there for dress rehearsal yesterday, and she's live from our studio in Sherbrooke. Hi.
Hi, Susan.
Tell us a little bit about the production.
Well, a lot of us are probably familiar with the story of The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It was a novel originally written by Victor Hugo, and it's set in Paris in the 1800s. So it's about a gypsy named Esmeralda who captures the hearts of several men, and she's actually accused of trying to kill her love interest, Captain Phoebus, and is tortured and sentenced to death. But that sounds pretty heavy, but the version that the high school students are doing isn't really a close or faithful adaptation. You know, I listened to a few scenes yesterday, and it's been rewritten to be quite funny. They've also adapted it to be a story within a story now. Olivia Louise Grenier teaches drama at Alexander Galt. She says storytelling is a key part of this year's production, and the students in the play were chosen at least in part because of their ability to tell stories.
We were really looking at the ability to storytell. So this year for the auditions, they had to come as a narrator and tell us a story. And from there, we selected the casting depending on the stories they brought. And then from there, we also had excerpts for them to read.
So why did Olivia Louise Grenier pick The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Well, I asked her that. She has been producing and directing the Christmas play for the last 4 years, and in recent years, the productions have been pretty modern. Last year's was a musical that was very lightweight in theme, so she kind of wanted to switch things up. And another thing that's unique about this play is that there's no set. It's a series of blocks, like large boxes on the stage, and then the crew and actors move them around depending on the scene to form certain like platforms or that sort of thing. Grenier says she wanted to put it on the students to tell the whole story without relying on any props. I asked her if she thought that gamble was paying off.
I think it's a great play. They're getting to have a whole new experience. Of course, it's a lot of pressure on them because they need to adapt to a whole new approach to theater, a whole new approach to acting. But I think this is just going to help them grow. And they've accomplished things that for the small amount of time that we've been working on this play. We've only been working on this since September. Usually we have about 6 months to do a play, and this one is a much shorter amount of time. I think they've accomplished much more because the story relies more on them than it does on all the technical aspects as well.
That's a lot of weight, though, on the actor's shoulders, right?
Well, that's exactly it. And the decision to go without a set was also intimidating for the students, some of whom have never worked before, or rather acted before. Emily Berna is starring in the production as the narrator, but she's also a rookie. This is her first year in drama, and she says performing without a set is a risk.
At first, I was kind of iffy on how it was going to turn out because it is a no set play and it is a play within a play, so it's kind of funny at times, but we have such a great director, Miss Grenier, and she turned it into an amazing play, and it's great.
Emily Berna, who's starring in the production as the narrator. You got to watch some of the action. What do you think? Is it a good show?
Yeah, I saw a few scenes yesterday, and I have to say I kind of loved it. I found the writing to be very fresh, very clever and fun. And even though, I guess one thing that impressed me as somebody who has basically no connection to the theater is even though they're weeks away, everybody kind of knew their lines. They looked the part because it was a dress rehearsal. And it's also a very compelling story that doesn't shy away from very mature subject. Like, for instance, the main character spends a lot of time on death row, but talking to the students who are in the play was actually the real treat for me. Some of these actors are very young. Caitlin Garish plays Esmeralda. She's only in grade 9, and she says the experience so far has been incredible.
Well, I'm definitely taking away the fact that I think it's awesome that I get to play a character who is obviously a little bit more well-known. It's really fun. She's very mysterious, and she's, like, beguiling and like that. And I think what I'm going to take away from this is just, like, the memories that I've kept from different things that have happened with my friends and different thers that have happened while we were on stage, and lots of fun memories. It's really awesome.
Grade 9, you say?
Yeah, grade 9. Isn't that incredible?
Amazing.
The vocabulary on her. Anyway, Caitlin is one of the first-year drama students, and as I mentioned earlier, Emily Berna is also one. I asked her what it was like to be chosen for the lead part.
I was really, really excited. I couldn't believe it. Well, I had really hoped for that part. I forget where I was that weekend, but I kept on thinking about it. Like, am I going to get it? Am I not going to get it? I thought I did a really good job at auditions, so I was really excited when I got it.
It's so neat that, obviously a huge achievement for someone like Emily who hoped that she was going to get it and ended up getting it, by thanks to her own ability, her own performance. And then, listening to Caitlin talking about the memories, school play, sports teams, they end up being things that stick with people forever. How have the students found just the experience of working on the play?
Everyone I spoke with could not stop gushing about how great it was, how funny their classmates are, and how much fun they're having preparing for their opening on December 17th. One of those students is David Robb. He's in level 5 or grade 11, and he plays Pierre the romantic poet. This isn't his first time performing at school. He says for him, he loves the adrenaline rush of being in front of a crowd. But another thing that keeps him coming back is his relationship with the rest of the cast.
When I was first in the play, my first year, I thought I would be an outcast, a weirdo in the corner, but I mean, they've always been very nice, and the cast of the play has always accepted everyone like a family, so it's very nice. And so I feel like even with the rookies, I hope that we have the same effect where we're just a family to them.
Paying it forward.
Yes, exactly. And that is part of what it's about for the teacher, Olivia Louise Grenier, too. After watching for a while yesterday, it was very clear to me that she runs a tight ship. As we heard earlier, her students seem to love her, but they also, pay very close attention whenever she asks them to do something. But putting on this play is about more than just a final project for Ms. Grenier. She says she sees tremendous growth in her students throughout the process.
Acting at the high school level has been proven, and there are studies made on this, to really help with self-esteem, self-confidence, to help with developing empathy for other people, and to have a much more mature view of social interactions and how to treat others. It's also making them much more open-minded to other people, much less judgmental, which unfortunately our society is a little bit geared towards that, judging people on their looks.
So that was Olivia Louise Grenier. She is the drama instructor at Galt High School. So the production opens on December 17th. Anyone who's interested in maybe picking up some tickets can do so by contacting the school.
Sounds great. What a good experience for all of them.
Absolutely.
And for you, lucky you who get to go to the theater in the middle of the week.
It's a pretty good day.
Have another good day, Kate. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
That was our Townships reporter, Kate McKenna, on a new production of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is opening, as you heard, at Alexander Galt High School, opening night, December 17th. It's 27 now past 8. Marat Tremblay is performing tonight in Trois-Rivières. Here she is from her latest album with Aurait